I would guess that this episode is probably going to be ranked the lowest, I would imagine.
Okay. Let's see.
But it's a still all around, I mean, just kind of solid piece of work for season 3 so far. And I think especially with what's about to come within episode 7 and then to wrap up the season, I don't have any complaints so far.
No complaints. But yeah, it was just still like, and I liked it. But let's see, this one was. Oh wait, hold on. I'm in season. Okay, this one was higher than last week. This was on IMDb is 8.2. For reference, episode 4 was a 7.6. Episode 3 was a 8.3. So just a little bit down from 3, but higher than last week. So
yeah, okay, and still pretty much like on average 8s across the board, whereas past seasons were in the 6s. Okay, so
crazy.
Yeah, I mean this episode. Let's dive in. We start with Aemond, and we just kind of get this as they wrapped up after the episode, this parallel to his uncle Daemon from season 2 and having the weirwood dreams. It happens to anyone who lays within that bed. It's the curse of Harrenhal. It's Alys Rivers, and there was some speculation online, and I think it's just been confirmed in this episode that like she is the goat. We heard the goat noise when Daemon first arrived to Harrenhal last season. We heard it when Aemond arrived this season, and then again in today's episode when the guys came looking for him. So I just think that's a fun little. They don't like show her like transforming, but it's like the goat, and then it's always Alys Rivers is the next thing you see. So interesting.
We did get to see her magic this week though, a little bit more than in previous weeks.
Yeah,
so.
which I thought was interesting because just kind of we'll kind of just tackle I think her and Aemond for this whole episode now, which was interesting. So the first set of intruders, she can throw the rock and do the magic and have the bats go after those guys. But then the second round in the garden by the tree, she's just a damsel in distress, unless she wasn't a damsel in distress, and that was just so that Aemond could like save the day and become emotional.
Yeah, maybe
towards her.
she put the battery in his back. Maybe,
right.
And like
Okay.
Or maybe there's something about being inside the castle versus like out, because I guess it's still a part of the castle, but she was like outside near the weirwood tree. I don't know. Interesting.
Okay. Yeah, could be a few things there, but maybe I think it's a there's this weird mother complex that he still has. He said it again. It's just going to be a.
Everybody has mommy issues in this.
Right.
Everybody does.
Okay, you're right.
Yo, and it's crazy because like, man, Alicent is fine, bro. Like I ain't gonna hold you. Like she been, and it's like simple, you know what I mean? But like, she's such a bad mom, bro.
Yeah.
Like all her kids are fucked up in some way, and like in some ways uncontrollable. You know what I mean? Like you can't control if how your kid is born, whatever, and the just the personalities that they kind of develop or neurodivergency. You can't control that, right?
Yep.
But like still, it's like she has like every one of her kids has some type of issue. She has a kid that she abandoned, you know what I mean, essentially, and gave away to foster care, and he's under the wicked rule of this foster uncle.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Aemond, it was always jealous of Aegon, you know what I'm saying? And because they felt like they was pitted up against each other, but then Aegon was jealous of Aemond, you know what I'm saying? And then you got Helaena, who is, she doesn't get it. She just doesn't get life, like
Well, she has to
the way things work. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
She's like
she sees it differently, right? And that's her, right? So curious to see the development that continues between Rivers and Aemond. He seems to be healing just fine. And not dealing so well with the news that like Rhaenyra's the queen and that they think that he killed his brother. So I think definitely more to come from that. I don't think there was too much else there that we missed.
Mhm.
Just kind of her protecting Harrenhal and letting everyone know that Aemon's not there. Um,
Yes.
the next set of characters, man, I'll say it once, I'll say it again. Aegon and Larys again are just, I think, maybe my favorite for this episode.
Okay.
Just him being truthful with him, like just straight up that
Man.
whole dialogue and just the delivery of that for me was not only entertaining but just like, deep. Like, dude, you're bitching about A, B, C, and D, but you were given F, Y, and G, and like
Yes.
kind of pissed it
Yes.
away.
Yeah, I loved how the terms that he used for bitching and moaning, like whinge and something. He said
Yeah,
whinge and something, and
yeah,
then I'm like, oh, that means bitch and moan, like you
yeah.
know what I mean? And
Uh-huh.
but you're privileged, sir, like, and you squandered all your privileges, and that's it. And yeah, so that's the scary thing, I think. When you just relate this to life, like, yo, bro, you give your kid, you set your kids up for success, right? And and then sometimes they squander it, and then then the way that some parents overcompensate for it is they try to they put barriers in their kids' place, and you know what I mean, like, and be like, well, I'm trying to teach them this, whatever. But really, like, you might be putting them at a disadvantage, you know
Mm,
what I'm saying? Like, it's weird. It's like it's that balance of it's like, how much nurture do you give your kids? How much of a leg up do you give your kids versus how much should they have to work for it?
right,
And, what I mean? Because some kids have to work for it but then didn't really have to work for it. Like their parents coulda helped them out along the way, and then they're struggling, but then you got the person, yeah, the child star, you know
right.
what I mean? The athlete's kid,
Bunch
who
of nepo babies, the Targaryens. Yeah.
yeah, so it's like, and some rise into that, but then some just, like, are the fuck ups, you know what I mean?
Mm.
Like, yeah, like being like if you're like the president's kid, like, because
Right.
we've never seen a president's child become the president. So it's like, I don't know, and you hear all these scandals and stuff like that about, whatever, they doing drugs and this and then it's like, but what were their like they weren't gonna become the president. So like what where else was their life gonna
Right,
go? It's
right.
it's
Like we
almost like
weren't
we pay, yeah,
Yeah, like we
like
were never gonna get Hunter Biden as president after Joe passed. Yeah, 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 yeah. Okay. Yeah, no, that's
yeah, I
a
guess the only the Bushes, they're the
Bush is
only
right.
father
Yeah,
son,
right.
but
But that was like when his son was like 70 years old anyway. So it like didn't really it wasn't like he was running around the castle causing havoc at 16 years old and now all of a sudden he's the president. So
yeah.
it's a yeah, just an interesting the relationship between them I really enjoy. Which ultimately leads them back to camp because there's nowhere else to go. And one of the many mysteries that we have remaining this season, we finally have our answers. Mr. Lannister is in fact well and
Yes.
alive.
Highland
Um
Lannister lives. Yes.
so is he still like what do we think here? Is he playing? Is he just using them to his advantage? Because I would imagine which side is he on? Is he still on team green? Because I mean Triarchy just kind of pushed him off the boat. I know that technically wasn't the
Yeah.
Hightower's fault, but I'm
I
curious.
think I think he is still green, but then it's funny because yeah, him and Larys are having this whole discussion
Right,
about power and the strategy, and Tywin's like, "Yo, we can go back to Lannisport and we can
right,
go."
yep,
And then Larys is like, "Ah, I see your play. Like, of course you wanna put the crown and the throne on Castle Rock, like, "No,
yep,
we're not doing that," you know what I mean? So, but it's like it's just funny because like, none of these guys have power at this they're all kinda in the same position,
yeah,
and just seeing them have to navigate their way out of it, that's what makes this show good because you do have those side quests of these characters that you don't really want them to succeed, but, like, for the story to progress, like, they have to kinda triumph in some ways. So, like, yeah, it's when they do get up to speed, however I feel like they are gonna be formidable to a certain extent, you know what I
yeah,
mean? Like,
yeah.
you know?
And then so just to kind of wrap up that scene, Aegon gets his revenge. You shall call me your grace,
Yeah, he
and just
finds the crown. He finds his crown
hmm
in his bag. You know what I mean? Because, yeah, I think he could hear those guys talking a little bit like, what the fuck is they talking about? Let me look in
that.
this guy's stuff.
And I think there were some whispers between him and the Twisted Tongue guy. He seemed a little suspicious right before he went to try to find that crown. So,
Mm.
yeah. So curious if that'll cause troubles for them. And we'll see. We'll see where they go towards the end of this season. I don't. I don't know. I don't think. I don't think we'll see like too much. Like this is probably where they'll be probably for this season, if not just like leaving that area with probably by
Okay.
the finale. I don't think Aegon gets back to where he needs to be probably until next season.
But you could
Uh,
just see Larys' face, like, when he kills him, he's like,
yeah,
"Oh,
right.
come
Now I
on,
gotta
man.
do
Here's
he's a
another mess I gotta
right.
clean up,
Yep.
man.
Yep.
You know I got a bad foot, man." You know what I'm
Right. No, it's a yeah, he's
saying?
there I really like their character development this season.
Yeah.
Okay. Alicent. Alicent is done. She's done. She's out. She's doing anything she can to just try to make the situation as best as she can possible. So we know from last episode Helena's pregnant, and of course she pulls on her maester one last favor, bring me one more round of moon tea.
Yes, give me that
Um
moon tea. Bring that joint around here. And
uh
he's like, "Well, you know, this is it. This is my last like favor I
yeah,
could do for you."
yeah, yeah,
But Helena's not having it, man. She wants no moon tea. She's like, "No, it's the and it's just that disconnect between like her reality
yeah,
versus what is really going on." And Alicent is trying to explain to Helena how grim this is.
yeah,
Like, this is our chance. I mean, like, if we have to, you have to do this, whatever, if you want to live, if we want, you know what I mean, because you're putting us all at danger if you're pregnant. And
yeah,
then she's like, no, like, I'm not, I can't do this. I can't give away my kid. I can't run away. And Allison's trying to save face and trying to tell her the right thing, but Helena can see through it. She's like, you do this when you lie. Like, you have a tell when you lie, mom.
yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
you know.
and I think a part of that too is like is kind of this whole caterpillar butterfly kind of butterfly effect situation, because if Helena is dreaming and knows the outcome and future ability of a brother's inevitable death, then I'm sure in some form of fashion she's had a vision to know that, spoiler alert, she's pregnant with Maelor Targaryen, and which becomes a minor character through the story. And I think he has a potentially a brutal death. I'm not 100% sure on that, but like it's so like she knows that like if she drinks that moon tea, then he's never born, which means this never happens, and then that course doesn't the future, which should have been inevitable, doesn't happen. So like she probably knows the Song of Ice and Fire as well, much like the other
Mm.
Targaryens.
But yeah,
And
maybe not by name though. Like, she doesn't,
sure,
like, she sees the vision, but
sure,
she doesn't know like it's a whole lore
right,
thing. But
right.
she just sees
So
these events. She's like, "What the fuck is
So
that? What the
if
fuck
she drinks the moon tea, Maelor's never
is?"
born, and therefore the prophecy's never fulfilled. So of course she can't do it. So I don't. There's a. It's that kind of interesting reality with her. Is she doing it because that's what she wants to do personally, or is it because of the course corrected paths that inevitably lie ahead? So curious to see, or why like if Helena we saw last season is openly and willingly able to tell Aemond that she's that the God's eye swallows him and she sees his death and that's how it ends for him, then like why can't she just tell her mom in this moment, like, look mom, here's the situation, this is why I can't, like, can we not, I'm
Well, because
curious.
I don't think anyone really believes her though. That's the thing. Like,
Mm,
they don't. They still, nobody, no one, everybody. People hear her and they just think like, man, I don't know what the
right,
fuck she talking about.
right,
Like it's, yeah. So it's not as simple as like, hey, mom, this is what's gonna happen. Because everybody looks at her as just this
true,
peculiar person that they're like, all right, here she go again.
mm,
You know what I mean? So
yeah,
I don't know if anyone has really acknowledged, like, there's been a couple times, but like not that many people have acknowledged like the truth in her visions.
yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just like, here she go again. Like here go Elena on her shit, But yeah, so it was interesting because they get multiple visits into their chambers, and then Masaria comes back,
Yes.
and she's like, I know it's my job to like figure out like what's happening in this place. So
I'm
like,
whispering now, bitch. Yeah.
well, what's up with this moon tea? Like, where is it? Like, I mean, I know
Mhm.
you got some. And then Alicent, she does this valiant thing. I mean, trying, And again, I think she's doing all these things because she has one, I guess she has nothing to lose really, whatever, but she's trying to do certain little things to make up for her failures, what I'm saying, as a mother. And she drinks the moon tea and she explains like, I was fucking. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right, right,
after
right.
Viserys, I was
Yeah.
fucking
Yeah.
and
Lords,
I
commoners. Yeah.
ain't trying to have all that smoke on me. So like I had to go look, I swallowed it all.
Now,
Look,
what do you think the point of that was? Like, couldn't she just say it was for her without having to drink it there? I'm curious what the like why she couldn't just hand over the full vial. Like, to say you had second thoughts. Like, you can still convince her. You can still convince Massaria that like this was for
yeah,
her.
because why didn't you drink it when you first got it, bitch?
Right.
Like
Now it's even more suspicious that you're like getting rid of this evidence. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
yeah, like and but also too, I think Allison's like she's kind of regretting that because she's like, damn,
right,
this is my only way to kind of help. This is one of my only ways to help Helaena, and like
yeah,
now we don't have anything and we can't get any more tea.
yep.
So like, but yeah, the way she drunk that though, like, and the way she tried to, the way Allison's like, oh, it's just tea, and she's like, no, it's not just tea, Helaena. And then the way she gulped that and drank it, that tea must not be good. Like
Nah, it's probably
it's
nasty.
not just a regular cup of tea, like
Yeah, yeah,
at
yeah.
all. Like literally, and then like taste wise, no, it's not. Like
Yeah, yeah. So Alicent, for the first out of two times in this episode, is the only way out is to devise this mastermind of a plan where she's going to
oh
give
my
one of
god,
the maids who is, first of all, loyal to Massaria first. Like, let's just be honest, you can give away your jewelry all you want. And they dress up as maids themselves and get all but like 3 steps outside the
that
door.
was the best idea
Yeah.
they had. Just dress up as maids, even though
And sneak
like,
through
we
Bela's
we we
bedroom.
look
Yeah.
different than all these other maids, like, we
Right.
stand out, you know what I'm
Right.
saying? We're
Right.
probably cleaner, like, we have teeth, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
It's a very interesting plan that just gets spoiled right away.
But I think this explains though, but then, like, it kinda works to Alicent's, because she's able to guilt
You think
Mysaria,
she said all
like
the right words there?
she
Yeah.
said all the right
Yeah.
words, right? She said all the right words, and then Masaria is like second guessing, and this to me explains why it might not be the best decision to put common folk or small folk, right, in positions of power because they have too much feeling, they have too much empathy, they have too much sympathy for their prisoners, for their subjects, and you see, like, Masaria, she's normally on point, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Whatever, but, like, I don't yeah, it was, like, Alicent pulled at her heartstrings, and Masaria was just like, "Alright, I guess I won't tell on you." Like,
Yeah,
"Bitch, you better do your job.
I'm curious. I could have
'Cause if Damon finds out, yeah, I mean, like, if the wrong person finds out,
yeah.
Rhaenyra might have some grace for you. But Damon ain't going like Damon's see, look, she's sneaky.
And Damon will just cut someone's head off, right? Or just have them disappeared overnight with no
Yep.
trace. So I think it's interesting play. I mean, is a favor of the Hightower family worth maybe potentially, especially, and hey, might I remind you, in a world where we now have Rhaenyra and Daemon who are on high alert because they now know the enemy is within.
Mm-hmm.
Like, now's not a time to be sneaking around behind Rhaenyra's back, because if you get caught, she's going to assume and she's going to Rico that shit up and put all the charges on you. Like, if she thinks you lied to her about the whole Alicent thing, she found out, well, then you must know who's doing the other dirty work to the gold cloaks, which we'll get to. But it's like, so that whole, curious what card she's gonna play. I hope, and my guess would be, I would hope that she would take it, twist it, and manipulate it, and figure out a way to maybe help Alicent, but still be in Rhaenyra's favor. I don't know, but like some sort of chess move.
Yeah. Yeah.
That so we'll kind of see where that ends, because she didn't say anything as she was walking out of the room, and I don't think, I think that was it between them. So yeah, I will we'll see how that turns out. Any other thoughts there?
No, yeah, yeah, I'm wondering what's happening. Just with the Go Cloaks. I like that you said that, but yeah, we'll see how it kind of plays out. I don't trust. I wouldn't trust. Like, Massaria should stick to her gut,
Yeah,
right? And it's
yeah,
like, if she already kind of said like a Hightower, like I
right.
should trust you, and so yeah, no, go with that thought because that's what's gonna keep you alive. That's what's gonna keep you safe. And yeah, so
And then
but then they get trapped.
yeah, to wrap
They
up them, right. So they're just like trapped in the dungeon walls with no light and like presumably no way out. I mean, I don't know. Spoiler alert, we see next week's episode and Helaena seems to be in a well-lit room. So I don't, it might not be that big of a deal, but I mean, it kind of seemed like it was.
Yeah,
I wouldn't want to,
hell yeah.
I'm not spending the night in there.
With the rats, like,
Right.
possibly around, no, hell
Yeah,
no.
yeah. Well, we got cats now. Cats have arrived.
Oh, I you know what? I didn't see any cats, like,
Yeah,
I didn't
there's a couple
notice any cats.
shots. There's a couple
Bro,
shots. Yeah.
okay,
Mhm.
see? Yeah.
So that's happening. Okay. Gawain. Man, Gawain just wants to have a sleepover with his boy Criston Cole. He's like, look, you can come serve my family. Okay, you're not gonna be free. You're not gonna be on your man. You got to work for us. But like, we're gonna put you up. You can come serve the family. Be a night in O Town. Come hang out with me. We'll play N64 and have some snacks and hang out. And, what has been apparent for weeks now, Gawain has finally come to the realization with him just actually having to spell it out for him. Like, Cole's on a death mission. Like, he's not coming back from this. And it's on forward. We can't go back. There's a river in the way. They burnt the bridge. Okay, well, we're either swimming through it, or we're going to build a buoy or inflate a raft or do something, because that's it. I have my marching orders and this my path set forward.
Yeah,
Miley,
the dishonorable Criston Cole, man.
yeah,
So Criston Cole is yeah, he's definitely lost it in terms of like his honor. And yeah, they're playing a lot of tactics on each other because it seemed like they burned some bridges that affected the Tullys
right,
and stuff like that, and then they got them back,
yeah,
obviously.
yeah,
But this is kind of, I don't know, this is not common in this world, whatever. But like this style of like guerrilla warfare
yeah,
that Criston Cole kind of subjected these people to. So they sneak up on them and burn them and kill them in the middle of the night, burn
yeah,
their tents and
yep,
things like that. And yeah, that's not how knights fight. That's not how these they like it's like Revolutionary War.
yeah,
It's all right, we all line up, you know what I mean? And we run at each other and charge and the blast cannons and whatever it is, right? We might have a dragon, we might not, but that's how we do things. But then Criston Cole is like, like, nah, man, we gotta do shit different, man. We gotta
yeah,
get dirty. And then yeah, Sir Gawain is realizing later on, like, oh shit, this you really put us on a dummy mission. Like, you have no end goal other than to die. He's like, Well, yeah,
Yeah.
like,
Who told him he's the
it,
greatest warrior in the Seven Kingdoms?
and
Who?
yeah, the fact that he's doing all this for Alicent.
Right, right. Yes. So his goal is to perish at war, being the greatest warrior of the Seven Kingdoms has ever seen, and they will sing tale of a song of the great Sir Criston Cole. And Alicent eventually one day will hear the song sung in a pub somewhere. Like, okay.
What a loser! He's such a loser, such a
Yeah,
simp.
the emo version of Criston Cole and just kind of his character arc over the years was from Rhaenyra to Alicent to here now has been certainly a ride, man, and it's a hopefully I think within the next 2 episodes coming to an end. Maybe, I don't know, but like we've got it's getting a little sad. I mean, Gwaine left, right? Gwaine
Oh
like
yeah,
took like
he's like, no, I'm
right.
going with my cousin. Like
Yeah.
I gotta meet up with him because
Right.
this is not nah. I don't do stuff like this. We not supposed to do stuff like
Right.
this. And like, bro, I'm not here to die. Like
Yeah.
I'm here to win.
Yeah.
Like I'm
Yeah.
here to figure. Like we can get tactical and we got strategies and no, you just wanna yeah, you just wanna forward with no goal, you know what I mean, other than to die. I mean,
Yeah.
Valhalla, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's trying to see Valhalla out here,
Uh-huh. And it
and, Sir Gawain's like, "Nah, bro, I don't do that. Like, I'm a Christian. Like, we"
right. We're gone. We're gone. We're gone. Yeah. We're gone. It's such a very interesting
It's just
dynamic there.
yeah, and I think it's just that maybe it's like this message of like, you know, fellas, when you live by a purpose, right? Like sometimes women can knock you off that purpose, and that's what happened to Kristen Cole. Like,
Right.
yeah, he was you know, one of the most feared fighters and battlers and warriors, you know, and then he got a piece. He got one piece. And it never looked back, you know what I'm saying? And was dishonoring his code ever since. And then he realizing that, like, damn, what the fuck am I doing all this for? Like,
Yeah.
I guess I might as well die now.
Yeah, well, and I mean, they don't have anything left. It looks like they don't have any equipment. Their horses are all dead because of the crow's feet. That scene was a little gnarly.
Yeah,
Love
that
that.
was weird. Yeah, I was
Yeah,
like, are those like land? Those are like human, like
landmines. Yeah,
horse landmines. I
yeah.
was like, what the heck? Crow's feet. I
That's
never seen that weapon before.
that's crazy. Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, I thought it was like some type of because they were. I felt like they were still somewhat near Heron Hall. I thought it was like some haunted
So did
thing.
I. So did I. I thought this.
I was like,
Yeah,
"Yo, what's happening to?"
yeah.
I thought they were scared of Vhagar. I thought Vhagar would because they seen the footprint,
Mm,
like they could see Vhagar's print.
mhm.
So I was like, "Oh shit!" The horses are freaking out because
Something. Right.
they could smell
Something.
something. You
Yeah.
know, no, they had the horse landmines out there.
Yep. Yep. Yeah, it was that was an interesting again, like you said, it kind of from the other side, another guerrilla kind of warfare style of a tactic there.
Yeah,
Um, okay. Well, let's just go to let's cover Adam and Bela real quick, and then we'll go into Rhaenyra and Daemon.
like
Um,
I thought, right? Didn't it seem like Alan was on that?
yeah, I thought so maybe
Or
too.
she was on Alan, and now Adam is on that.
Adam's trying to he's like, "Look, I'm flying around with you. I see your hair flowing in the wind while you're riding that dragon. Like, I'm just bro's just trying to get sis something to eat. He wants to get her something to eat, take a little nap, and then we'll go do whatever. We'll play Silly Goose Dragon games and go find Vhagar or wherever. You know what I mean? Like, just let's go get something to eat." And I mean, he's interesting relationship starting there potentially. I don't know. I don't know. I could have sworn I heard whisperings of her and Alan together, but it could be Adam. It
Yeah, yeah.
could be a brotherly rivalry. Who knows?
Who knows?
Um,
Yeah, well, Adam definitely seems more interested in her,
yeah,
you know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah,
For
yeah,
sure.
yeah.
Then Alan is more so he's just about he's so serious. Like this guy is just like all about business. So he's like, you know, he's in the court, you know what I mean? You know, the court, they're gossiping about who he is and
Uh-huh.
like to try to
Uh-huh.
figure it out.
He's a
But
bastard
yeah,
turned dragon, right?
but
Yeah.
no, but yeah, it was interesting though. Just again, like these parental issues that some of
Right.
these characters face, whatever. So Bela kind of opens up about that and just is like, yo, like my stepmom won't even talk to me, but like I don't blame her.
Yeah.
But also like, what the fuck? Like I was
Yeah.
just trying to help. I was
Yeah.
just trying to help. Like,
Yeah, so it's quick scenes with them this episode, but
yeah.
good to see Adam. And they're everyone's just on the hunt for Vhagar. That's where everyone wants to know,
Hmm.
where's Vhagar? We know where Aemond and we know where Aemond and his brother are, but Vhagar still's nowhere to be found. I don't know if this is like if this is privy to the story or why this is a huge thing. Like obviously knowing where Vhagar is means that that's where Aemond is, therefore they can just go get him and kill him. But I don't know. It seems like it seems like it's more important than that. That could just be it though. That could be me. Um, so Rhaenyra is just continuing to spiral. Um, I mean, it's a problem after problem after problem. I thought Damon had returned from the Vale with a sacks of gold, or like 100 gold coins or something like that. So
Hmm.
I'm not quite
Yeah.
sure why his gold cloaks have not been paid. So that's kind of an ongoing issue there. Apparently, still having money problems. Um,
Yep.
and basically the problem at hand is Rhaenyra wants to focus on Tumbleton, and Daemon wants to focus on these two random killings in the street of their gold cloaks that they don't really think is a problem. And if you don't handle problems at home, why are you worried about Tumbleton kind of
Yep.
situation?
Yep. Yep.
And
But
it
and it's that with Rhaenyra, her decisions are constantly being questioned,
right,
right? And Damon's doing that in front of others,
yep,
and it's just this continued power struggle, and she's just like, "Yo, like, are you gonna let me rule or what?" You know what I mean? But also, I feel Damon because it's like, bitch, you've been making bad decisions for
yeah,
a while
yeah,
now. You know what I'm saying? So like yeah, I do have to step in a little bit, I'm
yeah.
sorry. And yeah, yeah, what do you think? Who's in that situation? Do you worry about the gold cloak thing or do you worry about the Tumbleton
Well,
thing?
here's the problem is that last episode or the one before that, right when Rhaenyra took back over and she was getting all the supplies out of the nobles' houses, Daemon was telling her, like, why are we worried about this inner city politics, the stuff here? Like, we could be elsewhere. And now the roles are flipped. Rhaenyra's worried about what's going on over here at Tumbleton and not give it. What'd she do? She brought 3 cats in, and that was the best decision she's made in the first couple of weeks. But other than that, like, oh, you don't give a shit that 2 of your gold cloak, like your gold cloaks, it's like CIA. Like
Yeah,
if you
yeah,
don't care that like your like protective service members are like being gutted in the street with their intestines hanging out, like I'm sorry, like where's your how the focus shift? I mean, it's probably the first case of ADHD. I think Rhaenyra might
yeah,
have ADHD, and I think that's going to be a problem for her, and it's going to continue to be a problem. And I don't know if things can or will get better.
yeah.
I
Well,
so
and what I noticed last episode, the ringing in her
yeah,
ears continued. I didn't hear it too much in this episode. Yeah, I
yeah,
mean, whatever. Like maybe because she didn't have like moments alone. Yeah, she didn't really. It was weird. Like this episode, she didn't have as much screen time
no,
as the last couple episodes,
yeah,
especially last like 2 episodes ago.
yeah,
But yeah, so yeah, I it is weird how things do. I mean, your priorities do shift depending on what's happening. In this situation, I think I would worry about what's happening like within the walls of the city,
yeah,
whatever, because this could lead to them influencing the people that are taking care of us, right, in our castle. So like, I do think that the gold cloak thing is a little bit more important, and yes, like the priorities did shift or whatever, just because it's like, wait. Like these are, yeah, like you said, they're the CIA, they're FBI. Like we just can't have a murder mystery
right,
about these guys.
right,
Like
right,
what's going on?
yeah, yeah. And so just one last tidbit on Rhaenyra, because like you said, she didn't really have too much going on this episode that we just don't really need her or that we know about. She's just, every mother in the show seems to have issues with their children. Like, she's not rushing to see Joffrey.
Yeah,
She's just kind of creeping around the door, just keeping her distance from the boy, as if like what? Like, it's this weird, like, you feel guilty because you sent him away kind of situation, but now he's back. Like, why aren't you rushing to hug and kiss your son that you haven't seen in however long it's been? It's a
exactly. Yep.
curious,
Yep.
curious, family relationship there.
Yeah, for sure.
And so basically we got to find out what's going on. Two gold cloaks got murdered. Damon's out on the hunt with his boy trying to figure out what's going on. And then a little skirmish happens and boop, it's two more. When we saw the scene with the little boy, little kid, and then the whispering and they sent the raven out, I thought that was her bird. I thought Whispers was gonna have this whole thing wrapped up, take it to Rhaenyra, say this is what happened, and like just totally undermine Daemon and his investigation. But we find out pretty quickly that our boy Ormond again just is playing chess moves this episode, literally and metaphorically. He's got people on the inside, which
Well,
is
yeah, and they show the guy, the green guy, whatever, in the trailer, like in the before the episode starts, whatever. They pan to him. He was one of the guys that was trying to stop Helaena and Alicent from leaving the first time. Remember
mhm.
when they first were about to take over, when that plane was, he was one of the other soldiers, whatever. So that's
Okay,
their inside man. We don't have a name for this man though,
okay.
like that I noticed, but he's the one who's been sending them out, and I'm assuming that he's the one that's killing these gold cloaks.
Right, because he probably has a higher command, or at least something equal.
Y-
"Hey, guys,
Yeah.
Damon wants everybody down here pronto, slit, slat, slit."
Yep.
Yeah, okay, wow. Okay, yeah, so just, graphic, the most I think we've seen. I mean, I know we've seen body parts get cut off, but not just kinda chilling there, in a
Yeah.
pile. And so, what are we gonna do? How are we gonna solve this mystery? And Damon's like, "Well, let's just give him a speech, I'll rally up the troops with a speech and, tell him of good times to come when I bring silk and silver, and we take the 7 kingdoms from 9 and make it Valyria." And everyone's like, "Yeah, you'll totally do that.
Yeah.
Let's all go." And it's like, it's a very, it's like a very, like, Despicable Me moment. I don't know if you've ever seen, but, like, he's like, "As far as money, we have no money, but we're gonna steal the moon, and everyone's excited about it, so
Yeah.
let's go to
Yeah. That.
work."
Yeah, he gives them the good rah-rah speech and fires them up, but, like, I guess this is where, like, I don't remember what he received to make him start looking for things, because that final scene, like, of the episode, like, I was like, "Wait, how did I thought, yeah, they were
So
good," and so I missed that. I
So
missed
a
that.
couple, so a couple, the so four or six are dead so far, and then one of his people comes to him and they're like, "Yo, we got a guy," and so Damon's pulling out the eyeball of said man that they've arrested,
Yep,
and right
yep,
before he does anything else to him, he takes the gold coin out of his boot that we know Ormond created as like the future currency of Westeros with the kid's face on it.
yeah.
Which just again love the parallels to current happenings in this country, but we won't get into it. And so
Oh, you ain't like my comment yo, I remember when I posted that clip of last week when I was talking about Orbit, and, like, just in the clip, you're just, oh my god.
No, well, I mean, isn't Trump trying to put his face on like the $50 bill or some
Yeah,
bullshit?
yeah,
So
yeah,
it's
so
like
yeah, he's yep.
it
But no, it
is
was
what
just
it
funny
is.
because 'cause I called him MAGA, like, 'cause he is,
Yeah,
he is,
it's
like,
almost close. Yeah, so they're torturing this guy. They find out it's Ormond, and now Damon's like super pissed. And I guess between the time that Damon went and told Rhaenyra, like, here's this gold coin, this is what Ormond's doing, this is the game he's playing, and going back to his gold cloak buddies to like, that's okay. It's someone on the inside. It's someone here like to
Yeah.
deliver the news. It's just a little too late. And just what did it say? A dinner for traitors? Was
Yeah.
that?
Yep.
And
Yeah,
just
a
a
feast for
feast for
traders.
traders. Yeah.
A feast for traders. But I'm like, how can you kill all these guys sitting down? Like, I mean, I don't know. Like they look like and I don't know how graphic it was, but I thought they were all like
Yeah. Just,
injured. Yeah,
yeah.
like cut up or
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah, it was nasty. I'm assuming it's might just be more than one inside guy. I don't
Yeah.
know, unless we're dealing with like, like a Arya Stark, like faceless man kind of
Oh.
like situation. I doubt it, but like who? Yeah, I don't know. I don't
So
know, but
maybe there are maybe it's just actually within the gold cloaks. Like maybe we got green cloaks in there
maybe
somewhere.
right,
You know what I
right,
mean?
right.
Like,
Yeah, probably. I would
yeah, it was
imagine.
crazy because I was like, wait up. I'm like, boy was just with him. He was just with the dude.
Yeah,
And then how's he dead?
yeah.
Like out of nowhere.
Just a kind of
Off screen. I can deal with it a little bit. But off
mm,
screen death
mm,
bothers me because I'm
okay,
like, wait up.
okay.
I wanted to see that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, how'd that happen?
Oh, it would have been cool if we would have seen like a guy sneak in and then something. Yeah,
Yeah,
you're right.
that's off screen. So I'm like,
You're
all
right.
right. And then we're never gonna get like they're never gonna. I don't know. You might get a playback of like, oh,
Nah,
this is
yeah.
what he did. We're not
Right.
gonna get
You're
that.
right. No, you're right. That would have
They're too
been.
minor. The Gold Cloaks are too minor of a character. So it's like, damn,
Yeah,
who?
true. Like it was shocking because of the graphicness of it, but like the like, okay, who are these 8 dudes? These 8 dudes are just they mean something to Damon, obviously, but like
Yeah,
they'll have them replaced by next episode, I'm sure, or something
yeah.
along those lines. So yeah, it's just another situation where Damon's right. We should have burned him when we had the chance. Now here we are dealing with all this inner working behind the scenes kind of situation. So I think maybe it gets wrapped next episode. I think there's a clip in the trailer where it kind of looks like Damon, like disguised as a gold cloak, walking through the city and someone following him. So
Yep.
probably
I
some
did
sort of
see that.
trap situation. Um, but yeah, man, I mean, just gutted by Ormond Hightower, and the scene with him and Darren this episode, just a little, just the manipulation
Yep,
and the
yep.
history lesson and the Westeros version of chess that they're actually playing.
Mm-hmm.
Um, just I don't know exactly any details on that, but guessing Darren won, and that's not okay.
Yep.
Like I guess does Ormond always win? Which seems strange to
Yeah,
me. I don't know.
yeah, like the eggshells that Darren has to
Right?
walk on just to exist near this man is just like it's kind of bothersome, but like it's telling to like the type of person that Orman is. Darren is always looking for the right words to say.
Yeah.
Like he doesn't even want to say the wrong thing. And yeah, when they're talking about the histories and he's like, yeah, I'm reading histories about, our people, like, the high towers. He's like, yeah, those dry histories and
Right.
"Wh-
Right.
dry.
Yeah.
What
That.
what you
Yeah.
mean dry? What's dry? It's oh no, it like
When
not
you get into it,
dry,
right?
but like and
Yeah.
it's like he's just fumbling and stumbling and trying to say the right thing. And there was two mentions of this, and I forget what the other mention was, but so you have the high towers, right? And they're
Yes.
part of they live in Old Town
Yep.
and they're part of the faith started there.
Yeah.
And he tells Darren the story of Miriam Martell.
Uh-huh.
And this is something I'm realizing that yeah, a couple different people in this world hold on to this because that's the inspiration story for people to believe that the Targaryens can be defeated, right? Because
Mm.
the story is that Miriam Martell, because Dorne has never actually been conquered,
Right.
right? Never been
Right.
conquered.
Right.
And so he tells the story of Miriam Martell, and she was the queen. She was nothing to look at, right? She was like this haggard old,
Yeah.
like big
Yeah.
lady.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? But she was tough, so to speak, and she did not surrender. And when I learned about this in the histories of Westeros, and the problem with taking over Dorne is the climate, right? So it's
Okay.
really a desert.
Okay.
There is an oasis there, but like if you don't know the land, then it's hard, right? So like
Yeah.
there's nowhere to really set up shop, right? Like there's nowhere to set up camp like they do in these other places when they're starting war. So it's like the only thing that they could do is kind of like fly by dragon,
Yep.
because even to get to Dorne, it's like there's a mountain that separates Dorne from everything else. And then once you get through the mountain, it's this rough terrain. And then they get to this desert. And then there are like pockets of like places where you can live. But like it's almost impossible. So when Aegon the Conqueror and his sisters tried to like, take it over, the story is that like all the people in Dorne like kind of hid away, and like so there was no one to kill. But then when they did set up in their kingdoms, a lot of them got killed in the middle of the night on some guerrilla warfare type sneaky stuff. And yeah, Dorne was never fully conquered. And so, but yeah, like people like Ormond Hightower and like some of these other houses that look at the Targaryens and the dragons as this abomination. They hold on to, even though they don't really, because even the Highs, they probably don't even fuck with Dorne. They don't fuck
Right.
with them at all. But like it's that inspiration, like, well, there is a chance. Like it
Right.
happened one time where they
Right.
weren't like where the Targaryens did not win.
Yeah.
So there is a chance. And
Yep.
and that psychology of like, yes, I come from two different families, right? Like I'm part of two different families, and like all you're doing is you're trying to shit on my father, the father side of my family, like all day and every day, whatever. And you're talking about the destruction of us. But again, you're gonna use me because I have a little bit of leverage with my baby little dragon. And I mean, so it's just so it's such manipulation, and it's like I'm like, oh man, this guy is sick, whatever. But yeah, he loses in chess, and then but he does give. I think he gives him a good lesson. He's like, yeah, never apologize
For a
for winning.
victory. Yeah. Never apologize for a victory.
But I think that's gonna come back to haunt him. I don't know. And again, I don't know about this history and where Ormond stands, but like,
Yeah.
yeah, when Darren kills your ass, he's not gonna apologize. I'll tell you that. Like,
Well, so and I think it's funny too that like you had mentioned Darren walking on eggshells, and like how much longer is he going to realize, how much longer is it going to be before he realizes he doesn't have to? Like Darren
yep,
has a dragon. If Darren doesn't say or do something that Ormond doesn't want him to do, he can't kill him. Like
nope,
you said, what, he might lock him up. He might, I guess, probably make his life more miserable than it is now. But like, so like he has kind of this upper hand, essentially almost, and like it would only take I'm sure a few days for Darren to figure out a plan to escape wherever he's being held captive and fly off on his dragon. So it's this kind of this power struggle of like respecting your elders, and like he's in charge, but like Darren really could just like Dracarys you tomorrow, and we could just wrap this whole
tomorrow.
thing up right now. We could
Yep,
call for the dragon, we could knock it down and make it a thing. So it's interesting to see their kind of relationship more and more the more we hear Darren and learn about him as a character.
yep.
And so that's pretty much the episode. We end on the Gold Cloak Feast. We have pretty much a path forward for the rest of the season. I think we're going
Mhm.
to have next week is probably going to be another build up kind of internal politics type of episode. And potentially some more small folk rising up against Rhaenyra, and then that'll lead us right into 7, which is going to be the Battle of Tumbleton. Which in the books, there's 2 actually. There's like a part 1 and a part 2 Battle of Tumbleton, and I think I'm pretty sure they're gonna put it all into one big episode for episode 7 to kind of give us that storyline there. So, and then probably just whatever happens after that for episode 8. So, man, what are your thoughts on this episode all around? Let's wrap this up. What do you think?
I just don't like Alys Rivers helping Aemond. I just don't, and I just don't, understand it. Like I don't understand. Like I guess she has no side,
Yeah.
whatever. But like, and she just takes care of whoever. I don't know. Like he trying to take over the cat. Like he killed the people that were men in that castle, the Strongs. You know what I mean? Whatever. So it's like,
yeah.
I don't get it.
Do you know their story in the books?
Whose story?
Alice and Aemond.
No, I don't know. Does he end up marrying her?
Yeah, so she gets pregnant. We'll probably see this next season. But she gets pregnant. They arrive at Harrenhal where Daemon is waiting, and then they battle it out. Towards the we'll probably see that next season.
Damon and Aemon.
Yeah. So basically, at that point, she's pregnant with, I don't know the name of said child, but it is Aemond, so she now has some form of legitimacy. Here's the heir of Aemond Targaryen. Look at me. I need a castle kind of situation. So we'll see. There's definitely more to come, I think, from them. So I think we'll get some more answers and some more character development pretty soon. Hopefully. At least.
Yeah.
All right. Well, next week is episode 6. So we'll see where that goes. I'm sure more from Criston Cole, more from the boys, more from the girls, more from the blacks, more from the greens. Ladies and gentlemen, as always, my name is Levi. That's Los. You can catch us in the links down below in the description. Hit like, subscribe, follow us, do the whole thing. We're gonna do this again next week, so come back and join us. And until then, we'll see you soon. Peace out, everybody.